At home with Miss Joan is at the Capitol. Can you see? I'm having a wonderful time. This is At Home with Miss Joan, and we're going to talk about what all we enjoyed here in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday.
And so we started out at the Capitol.
After we eat breakfast.
After we eat breakfast at the hotel. That's going to be an everyday thing. So we go to the Capitol, and it's a little rainy here. So it wasn't too bad, though, trying to walk in the rain. And you start out going to the visitor center, which is kind of like the lower level. And so we walked into the visitor center. Outside we made some pictures at the Capitol. And I had read a tip where, because the Capitol is so stark white, if you wear like reds and blues, it makes for a really good patriotic picture.
So she had us all dressed in our red and our blue. I will say, it was a gem up good picture.
It was. And so we went into the Capitol Visitor Center, and you have to have a reservation ahead of time, and you have a confirmation number that you show them, and they give you your tour passes. And we went into this room, like a theater, and we watched, I think it's like a 13-minute video about our founding of our country, and then you're broken into small groups for a tour. And so we had a tour then of the Capitol. You go see a lot of like the old Senate chambers, and I didn't realize the Supreme Court used to be housed in there, and there's a Supreme Court old room that we went into. Actual Supreme Court's like across the street from the Capitol. I like the rotunda. That's when you see the Capitol, you think of that big dome. I like that room, and it's just got like pictures all around the walls, and it's got statues that each state has given to the Capitol.
And where the presidents have line stayed at.
Yes, I like that room.
It was beautiful in there. It really was. Tall, way up there.
I didn't realize that states changed out the statues. I thought once the statue was there, it stayed. But they talked about how, oh, this one's coming out because the state wants to put a different one in. I didn't realize they changed them out.
No. Well, we saw statues of lots of people.
Down below it is called the crypt, and I didn't realize that was there, where they had planned for George Washington to be buried beneath the Capitol. He's actually buried at his home of Mount Vernon.
He didn't ever get to see the Capitol, right? Because he didn't live. Okay.
At the end, we had the opportunity to go see the Senate, because it wasn't in session. You can go into the room, but like it's kind of an ordeal if you choose to do that. Like, you can't take anything with you, your phone, Germ-X, anything.
Yeah.
They take it all.
No pictures.
No pictures at all.
But it was nice.
It was nice
to go in there and sit, be in that room for a few minutes. They checked you going in, they checked you going out. Is that right?
That's right.
Then next we went to the Library of Congress.
It's right across the street. You just walk across the street we went to the Jefferson building. There's different buildings at the Library of Congress.
Yes, I thought, well, yay, I went to the Library of Congress. But then I learned there's 3 of them. We were at the Jefferson building, like you said, but there's one to President Madison, President Adams. So we saw one of them, but we saw the largest one. And it was really neat because to get it started, President Jefferson donated all his books. And they've got them all in a room in these glass cases. We went in there and seen all of them. That was really neat to see. He had a lot of books.
I like the main reading room. You can look over into it, and you'll recognize it. It's in lots of movies and things, National Treasure 2 kind of movies. You'll see them in the reading room. It was neat to see that.
And it's real ornate in there too. All kind of carvings and just statues and just all kinds of stuff. I can't believe how beautiful the inside of the Capitol is, and also inside of the Jefferson building is what they call it, of the Library of Congress. It's really pretty, and I'm sure she'll insert something that I said in there about one of the statues that I thought could be improved. I've been bragging on all the architecture in here, and it's awesome. But then I swing around and look up there. Listen there, Joan, in the corner, that woman up there. She doesn't have on a bra. I think she could use a good one. Cover them things up, sister, especially in a place like this. But I really enjoyed it, and they had a lot of helpers in there. You could have wearing these tags, ask me if you need help, and they were a lot of help.
And they have the Gutenberg Bible in there. So
Yes.
they have like the first printed Bible and the last handwritten Bible in the Library of Congress. So from there we walked, I think maybe 3/10 of a mile.
It seemed like forever.
To a place to eat called We the Pizza. I love the name of it.
Yeah, not We the People now, We the Pizza.
It's a good little, like, kind of like a fast food type, more like place than
Yes.
And it
And
was
all
really
the
good.
tables and chairs were upstairs on a whole lot of steps, except the man said, we have one table in the back if it's available, you know, because I didn't want to go up 100 steps. And sure enough, we got back there, and there was that table. It was empty, and so we got to go in there and sit down and eat and enjoy our the pizza. And it was all good.
It was really good. And then from there, we went to Ford's Theater.
Oh, we had Starbucks first.
Okay, we had Starbucks first.
We need a little shot of energy.
We had Ford's
Okay,
Theater.
right.
You start out at the museum, and you kind of walk through, and they have just different artifacts to kind of, you can follow through Lincoln's life. And you can purchase like audio guides to go with it, or you don't have to. And to me, it was like a take it or leave it kind of thing. Like, we purchased audio guides that a lot of people didn't.
They were good though. You pushed this little button and you could hear 3 or 4 minutes talk about where we was at. It helped me because I don't know as much stuff as she does. And one thing I forgot about Library of Congress was there's 164 million items in there. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
But I'm sorry, we're on Ford's Theater. And I really like the museum. When we went in 97, that wasn't there.
I don't think it was.
No,
either.
I remember us getting off the bus and we just went right into the theater. So the museum that they have with it is very, very good. Went upstairs to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's the actual place where President Lincoln was assassinated. And they still have it, well, they have it set up just like it was the night that he was assassinated. Here at Ford's Theater, as you can see behind us, is the booth where President Lincoln was assassinated. And they had a park ranger come out and tell out the whole story about it. It was very, very interesting. And he actually told the story play by play of the days leading up to the assassination, the night of the assassination, and how that John Wilkes Booth got away and stayed gone 12 days before he was arrested. And I mean, he really done a really good job making us feel like we were there when it happened.
And when you're ordering those tickets, you have to be careful because the park ranger is not always included. So just if you choose to go to Ford's Theater, just be careful that you're choosing the ticket time that actually has the park ranger. I made sure to pick that time.
Yeah, you did good. And he just made you feel like, I mean, he was very descriptive. He wasn't reading it anyway. He was telling it, and he was really good at it. From there, they let you go across the street because, you know, the night that he was shot, they had to move him somewhere quick. They saw that he really wasn't going to make it. And they just rushed across the street to Petersen House.
And so we waited in line. They only let a few people in at a time. It's a kind of a small, narrow house. It was like a boarding house at the time. And so you go in and you see like the room where Lincoln passed away in. It's like a bedroom. And then it connects to an area they call the aftermath, where you can see the aftermath of everything that happened after Lincoln's death. And it's kind of like the museum, where you're seeing different artifacts and things of them trying to chase John Wilkes Booth. One thing that I loved in that building is the Petersen House kind of ends you at the top floor of this aftermath building, and it's 4 stories tall, and you're winding down these stairs, and they have 4 stories worth of books, like 4 stories tall worth of books. That's all the books that's been written about Lincoln. It's amazing to see, looking down 4 stories tall, all those books that's been written about one man.
A lot of stuff I'd forgotten. It's just good to be refreshed, to actually be here and actually see what's going on. And I've met a lot of nice people too.
We met a really nice lady from
Yeah, Scotland.
at the Capitol.
You know how sometimes you want a picture of the 3 of us and there's nobody to take that picture. Well, here come a lady walking down. She was so sweet looking. Oh, she was elderly too, wasn't she? All by herself from Scotland. I said, ma'am, do you mind taking our picture? She said, oh, will you take mine? I said, well, of course, because it's in front of the Capitol. So we actually got our picture made, the 3 of us together, by this lady, very nice lady that we met that had traveled here from Scotland for a wedding. She was flying out last night at 10:45, and I woke up and I was praying for her that she'd have a safe trip home. She's so nice. But you meet some of the nicest people from everywhere. Some of them I talked to them for a while, and then when they answer me, it's in a different language. I just go, yeah. But I know they think, what language was that girl talking? I make it a point every time to say I'm from Alabama, and most of them, they already know it for some reason. I don't know what it is to you. Anyway, I think I need to hush. Right? Do I need to sign off from At Home
You
with
need
Miss
to
Joan?
sign off.
I reckon we're signing off from Tuesday with At Home with Miss Joan. No telling what we're going to do tomorrow.